Hi guys! Today we're going to be talking about what I ate to lose weight. So if you're new to my channel, my name is Sahar. I recently just lost 70 pounds doing the HCG diet. I previously did a video on more about the HCG and what it is, but just to recap, HCG, it's a hormone that you take that is produced when in the early stages of pregnancy, and what it does is that it releases your stored fats and uses it as energy while you consume 500 calories a day. So I'm gonna explain what you're allowed to eat on this diet and what recipes and meal ideas that I had when I did this diet. So I'll start by explaining what you can have on the diet. So for breakfast, you can have tea or coffee. You're allowed 1 tablespoon of milk every 24 hours, which is kind of weird. And then you can have Splenda or stevia, like any type of sweetener, just no sugar. Then for lunch and dinner, the way it's broken up is that you'll have 1 protein, 1 vegetable, 1 fruit, and like a bread of some sort, which I'll explain. I'll start with the protein. So the proteins that you can have is chicken, beef, like extra lean ground beef, steak, shrimp, crab, halibut, and chicken breast. You are actually allowed eggs. You can have, I believe it's 1 whole egg and 3 egg whites, but it's rare. Like you can't have that every day, so it's something that you can have occasionally, but that should be fine. Then you can have a vegetable. The thing is, you can't mix your vegetables. You can only have 1. So this is where it gets really, really difficult. So for vegetables, you can have any type of lettuce, spinach, cucumber, tomato, onions, celery, asparagus, red radish. I think the last one's cabbage. So remember, you can only have 1. So for fruit, you can have a handful of strawberries, half a grapefruit, apple, or an orange. So with those, and then for the bread, you can have either Melba toast or these like grizzly breadsticks. I don't actually know what those are, and I couldn't find them in the store, so I've just been having Melba toast, and it's fine. So in your meals, you can have so 1 protein, 1 vegetable, 1 fruit, and then have like Melba toast. You can split up your fruit and then the Melba toast in between your meals so that you have a snack, so you're not like, you know, feeling really hungry. So that's totally fine. And then when it comes to lunch and dinner, you can't have the same protein. I think you can't have the same vegetable. So like if you have chicken for lunch, you can't have chicken for dinner. You need to have something else like beef or steak. For some reason, you just can't. It's very strict. You can't have any like no oil, no butter, nothing else but those options. You can have like mustard, vinegar, you can have salt and pepper, you can put different seasonings, that's all fine. You're allowed like lemon or something, like there's a bunch of little things that you can have and then you can't have. So I just want to give you the quick summary of what you can have on this diet so that you'll understand that when I tell you this is what I ate, it's because of the list of foods that I was allowed to eat during this entire diet. So I want to just explain that, and even though you have to eat 500 calories, you are welcome to track your food on MyFitnessPal, so you make sure that you are not going over the 500. Personally, I never actually tracked it on MyFitnessPal. I never got into the habit of it. I just kind of, you know, made the food, and because I meal prep, so I knew everything was there for me, so I just did that. So for breakfast, I would typically have either green tea or coffee. So with the coffee, I would put a little bit of unsweetened vanilla almond milk, which is my favorite. I'm not a milk person at all. I believe you can have any milk of your choice, but I mean, when you have 1 tablespoon, it doesn't really make a difference. Have it with liquid stevia in it, just like a little bit, because I found when I put like a lot, like not even like a lot, I put a little bit and it was super sweet. I couldn't drink it. So I put like the tiniest bit of stevia, the liquid one, and it was fine. And then if I was hungry in the morning, I would have either one of my fruits. So I'll either have, the only fruits I really ate were the strawberries, orange, and the apple anyways. And for lunch and dinner, so I have about 8 different meal ideas. So the first one that I actually recently started doing is lettuce wraps. So I would take the ground beef and I would mix it with some onions and some spices, and I would make little hamburger patties. And I actually bought this thing to make it, and it's really good. So I got this thing from the dollar store, and it's like a hamburger press. So you put the beef in here, right? And then you like shape it, and then you can like push it down so that it's flat, and you can also like take this out so you can flip it over and like just form it the way you like it. Discovered that and I started using that to make the hamburger patties, and they turned out so perfect. And what would I have with those is iceberg lettuce, and I would put mustard on it because mustard's 0 calories and you're allowed that on the diet. And you're not allowed to mix vegetables, but I mean, I put tomato and onions in it and I've been fine. So I made kind of like a burger without the bun, and it's really, really good. I think I'm gonna have that for lunch today, so I'm kind of excited. When I first started the journey, what I would actually make is I'd take the ground beef into two, like in a ball form, and then I would just bake it. So when I did that, I would have cucumbers on the side. So like slice of cucumbers, and that was my meal for a while. Like I had that, and my other meal idea was chicken with asparagus. And the chicken, I would just bake it, put some seasoning on it. The asparagus as well, I would bake it because like I said, we can't have butter or oil. So after I baked those, I couldn't stand eating it dry. Like I'm not the type of person that likes dry food. So I actually put gravy on it, and it was like this packaged gravy. Put a little bit on it. I still kept losing weight. It was fine. I mean, it's not on the protocol, but I would have chicken, asparagus, and gravy. I had that for a while. Like I had that like every day. Same with the ground beef and cucumber. And then now I just realized that I could make lettuce wraps. So I've been doing that, and it's been a lot better. Another meal I made was taco salads. So I would take the ground beef and I would put taco seasoning and I would just cook it on the stove. But I would put like water in it just to like help it cook. And I would put that over lettuce, and then I would have it with sour cream and sriracha. I put tiny bit though, like a tiny bit. And I kept losing weight, so I kept doing that for a while, and then I got sick of it, so I decided to switch. Another meal idea I do is steak with red radishes. So steak, I would either have it, I would barbecue it, or I would just cook it on the stove in some water and just really cook it, and then I would have red radishes on the side, and it was just raw. And it was pretty good. Like, that was one of my meals. When I first started the diet, I rarely had eggs because I was told that it's not a good idea, and I was reading up online that having eggs was not part of the protocol. So I really stayed away from it, but just recently I got really tired of eating meat and I just needed some eggs, so I took a chance, and I still kept losing weight. So I started incorporating eggs again into my diet, and I would have it as an omelet. So I would take actually 1 whole egg, 2 egg whites, put a little bit of that unsweetened vanilla almond milk, and I would just cook it. And then I would put spinach in it and make myself an omelet. And I would have that with strawberries. So it was just really good. And yeah, that was one of my meals. On my Instagram, I posted a picture of this chicken that I made, which was crushed up Melba toast with some spices in it, like basil, oregano, rosemary. And I dipped the chicken in lemon juice and I baked it, and it was actually really good. I think I put too much rosemary when I first did it, but that was a really good meal idea that I also had with cucumbers. With my meals, I would either have, like I said, the strawberries, the apple, or the orange. And I never had the grapefruit. Like I'm not a grapefruit person. And then at all those meals as well, I had Melba toast. So that was the closest I had to bread. It was Melba toast. And on the diet, you need to make sure that you have 2 liters of water a day. So it's really, really important to make sure you're drinking a lot of fluids and a lot of water. So I would drink a lot per day. And I'd also have a lot of tea and green tea. I posted a craving video, which this is what helped me stay full throughout the day when I'm on these 500 calories. So I would definitely check that out to see more of what helped me so that I'm not going crazy. So it's super important not to cheat on this diet, because when you do, you will have rapid weight gain. So you'll gain a couple pounds, and then after, it's like 1 whole week of hard work went to waste. So you gotta be careful not to have any cheat meals. I mean, I sound like a hypocrite because I had a lot of cheat meals, but I mean, it happens because it's really hard to limit yourself for those 40 days on this diet. So if you do have a cheat meal, it's not the end of the world. Just, you know, keep going the next day. But just know that you will have rapid weight gain. It depends on what you eat too. So like, I find that if you have something a little healthy, you won't gain as much. But if you go eat like a burger, then you're gonna gain like 2 pounds. So, and a lot of that I feel like it's just water weight. So it's not actually like weight gain. But I mean, just know that if you do have a cheat meal, that the weight gain is rapid, but I mean, it's very easy to get that off after when you keep going. So I hope you found that really helpful. I feel like you don't need to just be on this diet to have those types of foods. I mean, you can just mix it up, put some vegetables in it. These meal recipes is something that I'm probably going to continue when I get off the diet. All I'm going to do differently is add more things in vegetables and protein so that it's more enjoyable. All these ideas you can definitely, put to your everyday life. This is just what I did and what worked for me, and I just want to share that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.